What is it?
Stand out
Oh no!
above
Above
the
the
ground,
ground.
even if I gotta shout out loud.
Till mine is the only place you'll see. I'm gonna stand out.
So you know.
Until you notice me. Hey, what is up, everybody?
Welcome back to, or welcome back, or welcome in general.
For the
We
first
don't really-
time. For the first time.
Time.
If this is your first time, welcome to the Remain Rome Return podcast for the first time. Today, we are clearly going to talk about something very, very trending right now, which we generally don't do, but it is well deserved. So I think we need to talk about it.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think people realize we've talked about what we're about to talk about quite a few times on the podcast.
That's true. That's true. So you could call us trailblazers. You don't have to, but you should. Yeah, today we wanted to get started real
We ain't
quick.
in Portland, but you can call us trailblazers.
I'm not saying we're Austin, but we do keep it weird.
Austin's not that weird anymore, though.
I know, it's just overrated.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. So we both are fresh off of watching the new documentary about the Goofy movie. I believe it was called Not Just A Goof.
Not Just a Goof.
My God. What a
Yes.
tearjerker.
Yeah, I remember I watched it with my Abby, and I think her comment was, "This sounds bad if you don't know Damien." This is the first time. Oh, I guess I can see why Damien likes this because it's about dad issues.
Goddamn right. And
they play on that so well.
Oh, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect.
Just the right amount.
Right amount what?
Right amount, like perfect amount of like
perfect amount,
sadness and like, yeah. No,
yeah.
And
the documentary does a really good job about getting into that because they actually had a battle about that exact topic while making that movie, which was the executives did not want it to be serious.
No,
no seriousness.
I guess I didn't really think about of like Goofy was more of just like a short clip. I almost call him an actor.
He is. Give the man his flowers.
Yes. And like because we grew up with the Goofy, because I remember watching it as a kid, and that's why I only really thought of Goofy is from that movie. And so it was just interesting to be like, no, Goofy can't be serious. And it also made me think, correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, God, we're going to piss off the Disney fans.
Bring it on.
Anytime we bring up the Goofy movie.
Just look at the shirt if you get mad. I'm a fan.
Yep, we're both fans.
I'm a fan.
This has to be one of Disney's first original stories of an animated movie they've done, or even in general, because a lot of their content was, I don't want to say, but the story was already written, kind of thing. Like,
sure. Yeah, like based off of those old fairy tale novels. Is that what you're talking about?
Or books, yeah, where this was actually the first like original screenplay.
For Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that, especially bringing in the the family ties and the little bit more serious stuff, especially for such a literally goofy character, who didn't it wasn't Mickey Mouse, the star of Disney, right? It was a little side character now getting his own essentially full length thing. So yeah, I didn't realize how much trouble they went through to do that. Like passing the animation off to people in France.
Yeah.
But they didn't have the internet or anything like that. So they were doing all of this by phone calls and video recording and sending it in the mail.
Yeah. No. And we probably don't want to ruin it too much for people.
Oh, yeah.
But it's very much, if you love the Goofy movie, or if you've even just seen the Goofy movie, definitely go give it a watch. It definitely, it makes me watch it through a different lens a little bit, where and I kind of knew this is the first time you watch the Goofy movie, you definitely identify more with Max the son, and now that you get
because of our
older,
age. Yeah.
I can see why. Yeah. Also, how much it was trashed when it came out.
Oh my god, and I think that's the benefit of being some people like us who are like fairly easily entertained.
Mm-hmm.
I just assumed it was a hit. I
I knew it
assumed everybody
wasn't.
loved it.
See, I didn't assume it was a hit because anytime I would talk about the Goofy movie, people are like, "What are you talking about? Why are you able to quote the? Why are you singing the songs? Why are you
Yeah.
like?" And so I was like, "Wait, you didn't have this on VHS growing up?" And I was
Right?
like, "No, I didn't." I was like,
Ugh,
"Oh,
missing out.
it's no, fantastic documentary, really heart touching. You
Here's
are
how
gonna
I'll
need
sell it.
tissues."
Yeah, here's how I'll sell it. From, I think, the third minute of the documentary, Abby's eyes were watering.
Yeah.
Like, from the third minute on till the end, she had tears in her eyes.
Yeah, I guess I've never really thought about that perspective too. Both of our spouses, dads have passed away, and so
Yeah.
that was also very impactful. And
Top of the morning to all you fine folks out there. This is Mike from the Paddy Wagon Podcast. Be sure to join us every other Wednesday for a proper drink as we talk with a variety of interesting guests, ranging from the funny to the informative, the educational to the idiotic, and everything in between. You can find us at thepaddywagonpodcast.com, Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. For up-to-date information on our upcoming guests, be sure to give us a follow on Instagram at paddywagonpod. Until the next time, sláinte, my friends.
no, I think one part, I don't think this ruined anything. I didn't realize as much is I didn't realize the Goofy movie was so big in the Black community.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And then after watching the documentary, I was like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." They were like,
Yeah.
Goofy was like the first Black character.
All of my friends growing up, that's why
Yeah.
I just figured it was a hit.
Yeah.
But that was one of the only Disney movies I ever watched with my friends in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. That just, yeah, it totally tracks.
Yeah. It's, I'm glad in the documentary they added, who's your favorite possum?
Yes, we were just talking about that. Abby and I were just talking about that because it's like, that settles the debate of
Yep.
who's your favorite possum or who's a happy possum.
I think, who's a happy possum is, I think.
It's funnier.
That, yeah, but who's your favorite possum is. And I kind of like, there's one line for the Goofy movie. I'm going to terribly misquote this, so I'm paraphrasing, where like that like got me a little choked up was there like the scenes. I'm not ruining anything. It's a Goofy movie at this point. So
if you haven't watched it by now, there's
do.
no saving you.
Yeah. But they're like, the car's in the river and they're going down, and Max is like, "Dad, I'm all grown up. I have my own life." And then Goofy's just like, "Yeah, I just want to be a part of it." And I was like, "Oh, that got me."
It just every time it's just tears. Yeah. That scene and the Hi Dad soup.
Yeah.
Are the two that every single time just even nowadays still gets me.
Yeah.
Still gets me. But speaking of the Goofy movie, we have never talked about the extremely Goofy movie.
I think that's probably the best sometimes.
Yeah. So is it both of us that think it's? I mean, obviously it's the inferior.
Well,
of the two.
It was direct to video, like straight to VHS, and so.
But I kind of like it. It's okay.
I don't think it's aged as well as the first one. I'll watch it here and there. It's probably been quite a few years, probably pre-COVID since I watched it, but it's the Goofy movie, and again they go over this in the documentary, is a very good example of early 90s culture.
Absolutely.
In the best way, where it didn't feel forced. And then the extremely Goofy movie, I feel like it's very forced late 90s culture.
Very, very forced extreme sports.
Yeah.
Like kind of in your face, and for some reason Goofy decides to go to college. I don't know.
I was trying to explain because Abby's like, "Wait, there's a second one?" I was like, "Oh yeah, like Max goes to college on an extreme sports scholarship." And then Goofy is essentially, the movie is Goofy having midlife crisis and then going back to going back to college and
maybe
like,
maybe that's why I kind of like it now. It's because I'm going through a midlife crisis.
And didn't go to college and now debating about going to college.
Yeah. If only I had a son who rode BMX or something. But no, that's
he doesn't only. Also, it's a team sport thing as well. I'm like loosely remembering it at this moment.
Can we just be honest? It's essentially the animated version of Brink.
Yeah, with Goofy.
It's essentially just Brink.
Yeah, because there is like the rival team because there needs to be a rival.
Yep.
And
the X-Bladers.
Yeah, that's Brink, or is that also what they're called in the?
That's Brink. No, I don't think that's what it's called in the Goof movie.
Yeah,
but yeah.
No, the second one, it's just Goofy going through a midlife crisis.
That's very accurate. I never thought about that before.
Which I guess the first one kind of is him going through a midlife crisis as well.
I think the first one is more about Max going through the the teenage years and how you want nothing to do with your parents and that heartbreak of the parent experiencing it from the other side. So it's weird because it's a movie that is from both lenses equally.
Yeah.
Which I don't know that was done before that movie for Disney.
No, I don't think so. It felt like a very modern thing for Disney. And I also forgot, I love that, how many great quotes there are from that. And
it's the Leaning Tower of Cheesa.
I remember that, but I forgot.
Fucking Pauly Shore.
When he's on, Max is on, at the very beginning, and there's that nerdy kid. He's like, talk to me, baby.
Oh, that's so good. Here, guard this with your life, bro. Gives him the cheese. Hey, Maze, bro. Fucking love that movie.
And yeah, the soundtrack is just...
Oh, it's on point.
It's... Yeah.
And the dancing, the choreography, by the way, they go into in the documentary, which I thought was probably the most interesting part.
Yes, how they
did the
animation of it. And yeah, just also learn about the politics of Disney at that time too. How it's not just a goof.
Not just a goof. 10 out of 10 wreck from both of us.
Yes.
It's not just a one-sided.
It doesn't help though. We are way too big of a Goofy movie fan. Which we alluded to. We've talked about it on the podcast so much.
Yeah.
Damien has his shirts. I can't remember if you showed the popcorn bucket.
I'll do it again, just so we can stand out.
Also, I know it's not Goofy. What is the hype around popcorn buckets with Disney?
I don't know, but it's not just Disney. It's now everything. So when we went and saw Alien Romulus, we got the big alien bucket with the face hugger on it.
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
I think it's just a memorabilia thing.
It's a new collection thing.
Did
they put popcorn in his body?
No, they give you the popcorn bucket and then a box of popcorn.
So, I guess it just is not a thing for me.
It's just a collectible item.
But I think we've talked about before, it's is it just going to sit on a shelf? Oh,
of course.
Am I just going to throw this away in
10 years? Yeah. You're going to forget about it for 5 years. It's going to collect dust. This one, instead of putting it out in the garage, we actually I brought it up here, but it's sitting down in our living room by the fireplace because we want to look at it.
See, I think that is cool. That is something I think it does make a difference. That has sentimental thing to you, and it looks cool on a bookshelf.
Agreed. Yep.
But if you had 5 popcorn buckets, it loses its mystique.
Agreed. It's just like everything else. If you do it just because it's fun and you're like, oh, I like this one specific thing, then it's cool. And then you get too crazy with it, it's like a red flag.
Yeah, like Funko Pops. I feel like that's...
which we also have some of those.
I think we have one, but again, a few?
Yeah.
Okay. But if you have a full room dedicated to it, again, I know I'm shitting on people's hobbies, but
yeah, well, fuck them. They should think twice,
That's... do you want me to go after Disney fans again?
Yeah.
Do you want us to completely Disney
band. Yeah.
The ears.
Yeah.
You're
on your own on that one, buddy.
I know, because my wife, of course, bought a pair, and your wife has quite a few pairs. But I guess it makes sense with you guys go fairly frequently and you wear them there. But it's just like when we went into the shops, and it's just like thousands, but a lot of repeats. But
yeah,
it's just like, and they're not cheap. Like, they are somewhat expensive.
The thing that I will say in the same regard with Funko Pops as the Disney ears is most of the Funko Pops and most of the ears that we have were gifted to us.
Okay. I think
so. Like, I think we've bought 2 or 3 Funko Pops total, but we have like 20.
Yeah.
And with all the ears, either they were given to us, we've bought a couple here and there, but Abby's mom actually made by hand a lot of them because a lot of
Mouse
our
is coming
coming for us. To cut that, I didn't say it.
Yep. Actually, we might have to cut that. We might have to cut. It would be that.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, that is
I'll get on it.
Don't fuck with the mouse. We joke about it, but this is.
Yeah.
I also love how when you're listening to this or viewing this, you're gonna have no context what we're saying about where we're like, it's something so innocent that Damien just said, but we have to cut it.
We have to cut it.
Disney is the most litigious. There's another group I don't want to bring up because we're gonna have to cut more things. And
ironically, both are housed in Los Angeles.
Yes. Yep.
There's 2 things Christian refuses to talk about on this show.
Because law school taught me of being like, hey, these are the 2 things you don't fuck with.
Yep. One of them is the mouse.
Yep, you don't fuck with the mouse.
And the other one may or may not be some sort of religious cult.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that. But yeah, I just remember my very kind of stuffy law school professor going over trademarks and copyright stuff, going like, you don't fuck with the mouse. And I was like, I'm never going to forget that term.
Yep, you do not fuck with the mouse. That's the name of this episode, actually.
Don't fuck with
Which could actually be really misconstrued for all the mouse stories that we've had that are not correlated to Disney. The mouse sagas.
And it's not just mouse in my house.
Yeah. There's a different kind of mouse ears mounted in your house.
Little kill count.
Like you're hunting them for sport. You're like, another pair.
You know how people have deer heads on their like mantles? I just have little like
it's little tiny ears and little tiny teeth.
And then
canceled.
Like,
this is gonna get us canceled so hard.
Why is there a picture of Damien on also,
up close?
We're doing this wasn't even like we loosely plan stuff sometimes, but I'm going back to this.
Yeah.
I have a dog named Pickles.
Shout out.
He's a golden doodle, and he had to go get a haircut because it's starting to get warm, and his hair is very long. So
what's the deal with Pickles?
What's the deal?
What's the deal with Pickles?
But I was waiting for him to get his haircut. So I'm walking around and I see hamsters. And so of course, one has a slightly reddish hue of fur. I was like, well, I better text Damien. Like, that was my reminder. I think my first
hey, at least you're thinking of me.
I think my first message was like, how much do you think a hamster is?
I was very shocked by the answer of that question, by the way.
It is $25, by the way. I think
I guessed like 140 per. And I think the question that I asked you, because you're like, ballpark, what do you think a hamster goes for? And if I'm not mistaken, my response was new or used.
And I think my response was didn't specify.
Yeah, it's not on the tag anywhere.
The tag of the live creature.
And then I believe
rodents. They're rodents.
No, marsupials.
No, marsupials have pouches like
their cheeks are the pouches.
Yeah, I can't remember what those are called. Like because I was about to go on a possum rant. So
do it. Who's your favorite possum?
No, I was just gonna say, the possum is North America's only marsupial.
You've said that before.
I know. I just want to repeat it again because I like possums.
Well,
but yesterday, me and Abby were grabbing some food.
Wait, sorry. I was just curious. I had to go back to read that conversation because I remember there being
so dumb,
just unhinged conversations. I literally asked you, "Are all hamsters manufactured like pigeons?" You were like, "Can you ship a hamster?" I said, "Yes, the hamster sees as long as it's not international." Well, these are from Eurasia. What's your response? And that place hasn't existed for decades, so they must ship the seedlings and then we grow them here. So hamsters are sea monkeys, is what you're telling me? Similar species, but the vertebrate version. Can you eat a hamster, says Christian? With consent. And your response was, whose consent? And I said, Eurasia.
I think that, and then I had to go pick up my dog.
Just the dumbest fucking conversation ever.
Well, yeah, so me and Abby
I'm gonna Photoshop or clip that and put it in here because you guys got to see how stupid that response is.
But me and Abby were by there picking up food, and I mentioned the hamster stuff, and Abby was like, "Oh," like I was like, "Yeah, maybe we'll get her a hamster or something," and she was like, "Oh, what would you name it?" And I was like, "Damien." And she was like, that wasn't the answer I was expecting.
Well, you can't give it a real name.
No.
Oh my god. The amount of conversations we've had about rodents.
You want to talk about turkeys?
Yeah.
I've had almost 2 run in with wild turkeys.
Like the liquor wild turkey?
No, like undomesticated.
Oh, like a real fucking turkey? What? I have to hear about this.
All right, so the first
Welcome to the animals.
Yes.
Animals podcast.
So as I mentioned before, like I live like in the city, like actual like city. But one day we were aforementioned Pickles for a walk, and me and Abby hear this like giant bird wing. Like you can tell when it's a big bird because you can hear.
There's nothing more disgusting to me than the sound of wings flapping.
It was, and we're like, because we also like we have bald eagles kind of near us. I've seen some bald eagles on my runs and hawks and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So we're like, oh, cool. And then like I look up on the power lines. It's a
power line
turkey.
Stand out. Wait, what did you say? Did you just say there was a turkey on a power line?
Yes.
What? They can't. How do they can't fly?
They can fly. I knew they could fly, but I didn't think they could fly like 30 feet in the air.
Wait, turkeys can fly?
Yes, they're birds. They're not. They're like.
So are penguins.
Yeah, so are ostriches.
So are ostriches.
But no, they can legitimately fly. I don't think very far distances.
So are emus.
Emus do exist.
They don't fly. Emus do exist. That is true. Wait, okay, hold on. I just ran right through your. Wait. So you said power line, and I couldn't handle it. So wait. So you're taking your dog for a walk.
Yep.
You hear wings.
Yep.
First things first, I would think it's Jeepers Creepers.
No, like it's nice out. Like we're.
No, it's not dark. Jeepers Creepers wouldn't be there. It's light out.
Well, yeah, exactly.
That was not the point that I was trying to make, but all right.
Again, we live in the again. If we were out like in the country, yes, but we live in the city.
So there was a turkey on a power line.
Yeah, just like looking up, and we're like, it kind of reminded us of the Pixar like short before Pixar, where it's like the giant bird, and it's just like curving down. And
was it actually like that too? Was it actually like?
No, like I don't think they weighed that amount to like really make it sink, I guess. But yeah, I was like, that is a turkey, and we're like walking by, and we're like watching it because we're like, this turkey is unwell. First of all, like
it's unwell done. About to get deep fried off that power line, baby.
Fried turkey.
Now this is why I always walk with my salt. You never know when a snack opportunity is going to present itself.
Need that paprika on top. And so and then a few days later, we're driving like somewhat near our house. It might have been the same turkey.
Oh,
I
no.
think it heard the shit we were talking about it. But I'm
You got a
driving,
returner?
and and it's out of nowhere, a turkey is flying at my car. Again, in the city.
What the hell is going on?
Like, it's a pretty major street. Like, what was like a highway, but now it's just like a big street.
Yeah.
And like, it just came out of fucking nowhere, like dive bombed at my Subaru.
Well, it knew you were a lesbian driving a Subaru.
Yes.
It's coming after you. You know what they say about turkeys? Very conservative.
Homophobic turkeys. They don't jive.
Oh my god. This is an all-time episode already. Unbelievable. Cut all of this. Cut all this. This is crazy. Put this on a Patreon.
Yeah, if we were ever to do that.
Nah, we wouldn't. What else you got?
You get this content for free.
Yeah. Fucking assholes telling us to cut down the length of time. This is free entertainment.
I've always been told don't get angry at the people who actually listen.
Oh, yes. I cut that.
We love you, please.
Please don't stop listening.
Okay, now we went too far the other way.
Yeah, I always heard not to grovel to your patrons either. I don't know. What do you do?
Santa!
Oh my god, it is too late to be doing this.
We need to quit doing back-to-back episodes.
Sometimes there's no choice. What are you drinking?
The best choice.
Oh, again. Oh, it's root beer this time?
It's actually pretty good. I will say, if you're ever going to go with the store brand soda, root beer is always a safe bet, because no root beer, like,
that's true.
all root beer just kind of tastes like root beer. Like,
it's all rooty tooty,
but not fruity.
But not fruity at all, actually.
But so, like, again, if you're gonna go with any like soda, don't go trying for like a
don't go
cola.
chasing waterfalls.
Don't.
Actually, we can't keep singing. We're gonna get sued.
We are.
So, anyways, when you're thirsty and you're in the mood for a no name brand soda, reach for a best choice root beer,
which I think might be just exclusive to my small grocery store in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah, I've never seen those in LA.
I don't know if they. Let's see, where is it out of? Kansas City, Kansas.
Oh, there you go.
So they might have this in some of the Midwest.
BC. There it is. BC from the KC. That's what we call it.
Yeah. God, this is.
What else do you got, man?
Oh, we forgot to talk about this from our LA discussion, and my Abby reminded us because we got this particular establishment of food but me and my Abby teaching you and your Abby how to use the Taco Bell app.
Not only how to use it, by the way, the fact that it even existed. I can't believe that somebody's been holding out on me this long.
We get Taco Bell at least once a week because, like,
fuck yeah,
the way I taught Damien my ways of, like, you can get Taco Bell so inexpensive. Like,
I could not believe it.
Old prices.
Yeah, I could not believe it because every time Abby and I go to Taco Bell, we spend like $60+ in the drive-thru because we're just like, you know, when you're there and you're ordering, you have that anxiety of like, do I really? I don't know. I'm just gonna pick everything and go.
Yeah.
But with the app, you can really be deliberate.
And they have like exclusive deals on there. Like they have that one deal where it's like a box combo thing, but it's like a pretty substantial, like either like a cheesy gordita crunch or a Crunchwrap Supreme quesadilla. and then like a side taco burrito situation, and then like chips and cheese and a drink for like $6.
Yeah, it's insanely cheap.
And then I think what really got you was you can customize that shit so much.
That's why our order is always so expensive when we go through the drive-thru, because we always add or, you know, substitute or do something like that. And when you're in the drive-thru, they add it on. It's an extra tax, but they don't do that on the app for whatever reason.
Or if they do, it's very like minimum. Like
I think it's just extra beef is what cost, like extra meat is what costs extra on the app, but adding like sour cream or onions or anything like that is free.
Yeah. I think like I add potatoes sometimes to a burrito, and that's like 50 cents. Like but yeah, no, and then they just start giving you like free coupons for shit if you order enough.
We already have some free stuff waiting for us.
Yeah, it's really nice. So like me and Abby got it yesterday, I think, and for like 2 essentially full meals of stuff, like doing it through the app was like $12.
Dude, that's fucking insane. Yes, I'd like to redeem my fire status.
We do have fire status.
I do like that there's tiers.
Yep, we have been on the highest tier for I wonder what my lifetime points is. Let's see.
Yeah.
I will pull it up. I know where that app is.
I could do it in my sleep.
Let's see.
Which is actually the best time to order Taco Bell.
In your sleep. All right. Let's see. That can't be lifetime.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, this is just.
That's either too high or too low, and I don't know which one it is.
Just for this year, so that reset in 2025, we have 3,079 points.
Dude, that's a free flight to Alaska at this point.
Nope. They now have a lifetime. They have a life. Oh God.
Oh my God. So okay, so it's April of 2025, and you already have 3,000. What is a lifetime?
19,000.
Oh my God.
591. We're about
20,000 points at Taco Bell.
And I can't remember what after like you get you get stuff after 250 points.
Oh my God. The amount of free stuff that you've gotten has paid for, I mean, it's so worth it.
Well, yeah, because you can redeem like a cheesy gordita crunch, which is like $6 nowadays for free.
Yeah, that's such a good deal. Speaking of, I have to tell you this. Speaking of ordering a bunch of food online and getting it delivered, we were hanging out with our friends, Jeff and Ida, last night. Shout out. And
except they went back there way too late when we
they made us do the same thing last night. So we went to the little like downtown Pomona fair thing that they had. And afterwards we went back to their place to have some drinks and hang out. And before you know it, it's 1:30 a.m. And we're all like, well, it gets better. It's 1:30 a.m. and we go, man, I'm starving. So we get on the app of Taco Bell and we start ordering, and it's glitching and glitching and glitching and glitching. Oh. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is bullshit. It turns out in LA, or at least where we were in Pomona, you can't order from the app within 30 minutes of closing time. And they close it too.
Oh, I've never been in that situation.
Yeah. So we had to adapt. So what we did was we went on Postmates and we ordered McDonald's. And when I tell you we ordered a coffee table amount of food, I have a picture that I will put in right here of just how much food. It was like $108 of food. And by the time it got there, it was probably 2:30. And we just started bashing on, like, there was like a free Big Mac and all this stuff because we ordered so much food, so they gave us a bunch of free shit. And we just started bashing on all this food, astronomical amounts. There's like 40 nuggets. There's like 5 Big Macs. I think there's like 3 or 4 McDoubles, 4 or 5 spicy McChickens, 3 or 4 large fries. I mean, it was the picture will tell you everything. But
a sober person isn't eating this much.
No. And so we're sitting there eating, and by the next time we stop shoving our faces full of McDonald's, it is 3:30 in the morning. And we're still just hanging out at their place. And I was just like, we have to go home. We absolutely have to go home. And we didn't get home until like, I don't know, 4:30 a.m. And then the worst part about that is finally we get home. Our bed isn't made yet because we were doing laundry. So we had to make our bed while we're just
like,
so full of McDonald's.
Damien.
Yeah, dude. So we have to come home. It's like 4:30 a.m. We're making our bed. I look outside. It's literally almost sunrise. And so I fall asleep. It's got to be close to 5:30 at this point. Fall asleep. Wake up. The worst stomach pain in my entire life. I wake up and have to go to the bathroom.
You wake up because you have to poop. That is like terrifying.
And like painful too. Not just like, oh, I gotta poop. It was like, this is the worst pain I've ever been in my life. So I wake up, I do my business, I walk back to bed, I check my phone. It's 7 a.m. I was asleep for about 1 hour before McDonald's came back to kill me. I have since gone to the bathroom 7 times today. Just an absolute nightmare of a situation, but it was fun.
You had the liquor in you too, so that's
it greased the wheels.
Which is funny because I had Long John Silver's about 2 hours ago. Feel
fine. Yeah, you and my Abby are the exact same. No matter how much junk you guys eat, you're like, I'm good. I eat the same food, and I'm like, oh no.
See, you would have gotten the dysentery on the...
Yeah, I would have been an Oregon Trail disaster.
Yeah. And then...
an Oregon Trail terror, if you will.
I think it's because my stomach is always in a state of upsetness that, like, whatever you put into this furnace, it's already...
Well, you run so much, too, that it's like, it's just burning right through you anyways.
It is. It's a dirty burn. It's like...
Take it outer space with that dirty burn.
1825 London.
They're shitting in the streets. Oh, my God, man.
Yeah. Speaking of sleeping at like weird times, so and me running, so I usually on Sundays before I podcast early in the mornings, I go on my long run. So I'm running for like sometimes 3 hours. Just
long runs for Long Johns.
That should be their slogan. That should be my slogan.
That is your slogan.
But like I get back, usually eat lunch, and then I'm really tired and want a nap. And so I take naps in sleeping bags. In my sleeping bag, which you think is really weird, but I've like, it's kind of cozy.
I have to. I've known that you do this for a long time, and it's just like so annoying to me. And I'm like, I've never even asked why. Why do you fucking do that?
So sometimes I don't like shower before I want to take my nap because so I get done with my run. I like cool down, get different clothes on, like not wet clothes for my own sweat, so I'm not salty anymore. But I don't fully shower, and like usually I'm so hungry, I just want to eat right away. So I eat, and then I get really tired, but I want to shower because I'm worried I'm going to lose that tiredness in the shower. Like the shower's going to rejuvenate me.
Okay.
And so I don't want to get the couch, our brand new sectional, all gross with my body. So I just am putting on like a fucking...
So you just never sit on it?
Sleeping bag over my body so I don't get the couch gross.
That is a gross statement. Like, that is gross in and of itself. But I get it. You don't want to wake back up from the shower. But also it's like, so you get home, you're hungry. Why don't you just... I don't understand the concept of coming home, changing into perfectly clean clothes before showering,
It's usually
then eating.
Not perfectly clean. It's like the clothes I went to bed in.
Oh,
my running stuff. So they're like, I wouldn't say dirty, but not clean.
They're like your nap clothes.
Yeah, like
Okay.
that need to probably be washed out.
We call them pre-seasoned pajamas.
Yes. And so and like because I just want to get out of my like running clothes because it's been cold, and so like when you're in cold, wet clothes, it's not fun.
Sure.
And usually by that point, Abby is hungry as well. And so it's more of being like, okay, I have to get food for both of us.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Where versus like, I also like don't want to rush my shower.
Yeah.
I want like, that's when I do like my deep clean on myself.
No wonder it rejuvenates you. Getting all the cracks and crevices.
Gotta get all the deepest of cleans.
Ugh, that is hideodorous. But I'm glad you're not ruining your brand new sectional.
Yeah. So like before we had the sectional, I would also make sense of being like, I would sleep on the floor in my sleeping bag.
How long are these naps?
About an hour.
Oh, okay. They're like cat naps.
Yeah. Like, again, I don't want to, it's enough where like it's good for recovery, but also doesn't fuck up my sleep for the night.
Gotcha. So is that something you had to train yourself to do, or is that just like naturally? Yeah.
I'm just so tired at that point. And like I haven't really had any stimulants at that point in the day. Like I don't drink coffee really before I run.
Really?
Well, again, going back to poops.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. So no eating, no coffee beforehand.
I'll do like a decaf coffee, so like the warmness makes me poop.
Sure.
And then like I'll have like a little snacky snack.
Okay, gotcha.
But while I'm running, I'm eating like goo. They call them goos, but essentially it's just like
goose and turkey. That's what you're eating on your runs.
Not goose, goo, Gu. But essentially it's just like pure sugar.
Yeah.
And like a
gel.
Yeah, like a gel. And
that's not jelly. Callback to phrases from a fedora.
That's not jelly.
That's not jelly.
Which I think I talked about how in the UK they call what we call Jello jelly.
Yes, absolutely. Well, it's getting pretty close to bedtime. What else do you got? Let's end on something good.
Going actually to the theme of this podcast.
Oh, okay. Who'd have thought?
Lincoln, Nebraska was named the top 10 places to live.
Top 10 places ever? Like anywhere?
In the U.S. at least.
Oh, in the U.S. Okay. I was like, I have a huge problem with that rating if it's anywhere in the world.
No, in the U.S.
Interesting. Do they give like breakdowns of why?
Yeah, cost of living.
Okay.
Was a big one. Low crime rate.
It's because everyone there is either too old to commit crimes or is in college.
Which would actually probably increase this crime. Actually, it is funny. Like when you look at crime reports, it's if you shove 15,000 like teenagers and young 20-year-old in a square mile, there might be some crime that happens.
Yeah, but I think maybe it's because people are at school, so they're a little bit better behaved. I think if you just put that many kids into a city and said, okay, there you go, that would be a huge problem.
And I think, I don't want to say some stuff is probably just like not like overlooked maybe a little bit. Like probably like some of the fight stuff is not as big of a deal.
Yeah.
Just because they don't have to deal with it, like don't want to deal with it kind of thing. Versus like if you're out in like West Omaha, if you're in a fight, they're going to make it, they're going to have 12 cops show up because there's nothing else going on.
Yeah. And it's not like the police are actually going to report all of the athletes doing all the sexual assaults.
I can't remember.
I just wanted to let that lie for a second.
Yeah, I was trying to think if they're
it was a completely alleged. I was just making that up.
No, I think I can talk about it because wink, wink, nudge. The one was a women's basketball coach.
Mm-hmm.
Not. I guess the news report. I'm just gonna stop there because I can't remember the full facts and don't want to. We've already had enough of this episode that had us to be cut.
Our producer, I'm gonna have a hard time cutting this episode.
Damon's like, fuck, 12
Damn
more
it.
hours.
All right. Well, congratulations on living in a ranked city. Actually, do you know where LA ranked in that? Probably bottom 10.
Yeah. Brought to you by Fox News.
You're never going to move here now. Lincoln, you have no reason to. No, top 10, you're like, I'm literally in the Haven.
Well, it's funny. Other like places on the list have been like where we live. Essentially, they're college towns. Like I think Ann Arbor, Michigan's always up on those lists. Fort Collins, Colorado, which very deservingly does.
Yeah, that's fair.
That is a place. And then Lincoln. So,
college
towns, baby.
Congratulations, man. You've won.
End of podcast, I guess. Like, that's it. Just.
And until next time, be
Bye.
sure that you stand out above the crowd. Bye.